Episode 17 of the Utility Players Podcast. Welcome, everyone. What's going on, guys?
Yo.
Hello, hello.
It's good.
Tuesday.
Got a lot of basketball to talk about. A lot of random topics. Any little things you want to get out the way at the front of this this little introduction?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but if I have to, I love Migos. I have a lot of respect for them. Culture was a great album. Culture 2 is kind of garbage. I gotta be honest with you. We'll see what Culture 3 is. But if I have to listen to that damn Wendy's commercial anymore that says "Major Bag Alert,"
Major bag alert, major.
I'm sitting at work all day long, every day, and in my head like bag alert, major bag alert. And
it is a catchy song. I do be singing it around the house without realizing.
Nick, I know you know what I'm talking about because we watch the same fucking TV. It plays almost every commercial.
The commercial that I hate is the country singer. I forgot his name, but it's a Jockey's commercial. Him and his wife.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I forgot. But Mandy and I were watching the Mets game the other day.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Mandy and I were watching the Mets game the other day, and they literally replayed that commercial 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
I hate when that shit happens, when they put that same commercial like 3 or 4 times in a row. It's like, yo, you don't got anything else to do? Like, come on.
To me, it almost feels like they're trying to actually hypnotize us because you never go to a hypnotist or anything. They'll just play the same thing over and over and over and over. 100%. It's like they're trying to do that. I'm hearing bag alert, major bag alert.
Major. You got to throw in the ad lib in there.
Yeah. So,
I think Migos did a good job with the ad libs.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. They're the greatest ad lib hip hop band ever. If you actually listen to them and don't listen to the background.
Yeah.
All of them.
They'll just pick a word.
Mom,
I know.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Mama.
Someone will say a sentence and they'll pick a word out of that sentence and emphasize it and say it really sternly, and you're like, yeah.
Who the go to that is though.
Give me some popcorn. They'd be like, popcorn. You're like, oh shit. Yeah.
Juicy J is the go to that shit though.
Yeah,
that's
that's true. Yeah, we'll give him that crown. That's for sure. Let's jump into. Well, we got a lot of NBA talk. Obviously, NBA playoffs. Game 2s are going down yesterday and today. So, Julio Jones was on. What was that? What's that? That Fox Sports first take,
Undisputed.
First down, undisputed.
Fake ESPN. That's what I call it.
Yeah. Shannon Sharp obviously called Julio up. I don't think he knew that he was on television live. I don't know.
Do you believe it?
I believe
I believe he didn't know. Do you believe he didn't know that he was not live?
Dude, I don't know. Like between Shannon and Skip, they're always thirsty for like attention on that show. But one for Fox, I hope that he told Julio, like sent him a text or spoke to him, you know, when they were having their meeting pre-show. But dude, like I think they were talking about on the Pat McAfee show, he can like get 5 to 7 years for that.
Yeah.
Like,
bro,
you can't do that.
Hopefully he told him like, hey, when I call you, you're on live. But then I heard I think he told him like a minute and a half into it, like, by the way, you're on TV.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, he hasn't come out and said anything, so
that's true. He would have, and he would have for sure. You're right about that.
That's what
I don't know
what
who
think about it.
That's what makes me think it was not real, because I would have expected Julio to like try to do some damage control, or maybe his people, maybe not him directly, but his people come out and do some damage control, and you hadn't heard anything.
That day it would have happened. 100%. You're right.
And whoever the lady is that does a show with him was like, yeah, make sure you tell him that we're on live. But I mean, like, Julio should know too, like, what else is Shannon doing at this time? He's doing his show, you know?
That's also true.
I mean, it's like, I liked how he was like, it's your favorite uncle calling you here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy how it happened. None of it's surprising to me. I mean, I've seen Julio on his way out there for a while. He's old. Was he 32? So he's not old.
That's football old. Yeah.
Old, football old.
Mm-hmm.
And who, I mean, like he said, he wants to win. Can't fault the guy.
He already excluded the Cowboys out of there, right? Because
As he
you
should.
ain't go. You
He
ain't
said he
going to the
wants to
Cowboys
win.
if you want to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was funny.
He
I
doesn't
love
want to
that.
go
Win
8-8
was
again.
the key word.
Yeah,
Any Cowboy slander, I'm here
8-9.
for.
Yeah.
I think when you lose a Super Bowl and the way that they lost the Super Bowl, you kind of just like you're like, fuck it. Like I don't care what this team does. Like I'm done. Like
They haven't improved
at all. If anything,
Sure,
it's
their
gotten
salary
worse.
cap situation sucks.
Yeah. Where does he go? I will make a case. I'm going to make a case right now.
Here we go.
I already know where he's going.
I get no respect. No respect. Here we go. You treat me like I'm some drunk uncle under a bridge. You know, like here's this fucking guy. Here he goes again. I'm just gonna make a case. I know we don't have the cap room. We only have $216,000 in cap space. But if we can figure out some sort of trade, man, it'd be great to see him as a Bear. Ain't gonna happen. I don't know where he goes. I honestly,
would you trade for him though?
I don't know.
Like, would you swap him and Allen Robinson, or like
no?
You want to have them both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not giving up A-Rob. No.
No, especially when he finally has a legit quarterback, or hopefully a legit quarterback.
Baltimore, maybe.
Although Chris Sims, the idiot, we don't have to get into this because he doesn't deserve it, but ranked Justin Fields the 39th best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh God, that's terrible.
What an idiot. As far as Julio Jones,
he bags groceries at Hy-Vee, so he just shut the fuck up.
God. As far as Julio Jones, I'd like to see him either go to the Colts or the Niners. I think those are two good teams for him.
The Colts are interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee said he texted the Colts GM and he's like, "Hey, what are we doing? Let's go get Julio."
Yeah.
How many years do you give it before Pat McAfee has some sort of ownership or some sort of involvement with
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Under 3 years.
He bought a old like church, like a big property, and that's where he's putting his headquarters.
Yep.
So are we not putting the Julio and Rodgers thing together and kind of making it, all right, let's see what they could do?
No. Because I
mean, it's the Packers, so they've never shown us that they're going to do that.
Yeah, the Packers will never do anything like that. They're not going to go out and get him at all. And I think we can talk about the Aaron Rodgers stuff with Kenny Mayne yesterday, which is just wild if you watch that interview.
Shout out Kenny Mayne.
If you see that interview, I'm now convinced there's no way Aaron Rodgers goes back to Green Bay this year. He is done. He's completely
that put
done.
the stamp on for you after that? Because I seen the whole thing last night. Yeah.
Like, watching him, like, he's done. And they're done. They might not say it. They'll trade him. You know, they'll get a lot for him. But he's done. I don't see him going back to Green Bay. And then
I think seeing him last night's a little different than, hearing the fake Shefty reports and hearsay, this person saying this person saying that. But I mean, like I've always said, it's so tough for me to see him in a different jersey.
He does have a way of
what's going on
conversations, indifferently. He comes off very indifferent. So at times when he is speaking about not being happy, you believe him because he has such a way of kind of downplaying it, kind of being like, yeah, well, we'll see. So I understand what you mean by hearing that interview and going like, ooh, he doesn't sound too enthused. But that's the way he goes about most things, I believe. So it's going to be fun. But it's going to be fun to see.
He's a guy that we know is well documented that he holds grudges or chips on his shoulder and he doesn't budge from anything. Obviously him being drafted, I think 24th, right? It's 24th. And then, doesn't talk to anybody in his family. I just think he said, loves his teammates, everybody else. He didn't say anything bad about Jordan Love, but he basically dogged that whole organization.
Yep. I would say that was at the front office specific, like you're saying. And I think that whole report of him not showing up to OTAs that are going on right now.
Yeah.
I get it. He hasn't missed one in his career. So that gives you a story to write, but still, the guy's in Hawaii living his life.
Yeah. That OTA
in his late 30s. He's done enough for them,
good.
and they haven't done shit for him.
Yeah,
or maybe they haven't done the shit that he wants them to do for him.
I mean, Favre wasn't coming to any of those when he was at his age, so.
Yeah, he's veteran quarterback, reigning MVP. Like, who gives a fuck about OTAs?
Practice.
Yeah. I did see that not only did he not show up, but Devontae Adams, basically all the starting wide receiver core didn't show up either.
They're the Packers, Rory and Mao.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So where's Julio going?
Yeah.
I said
somewhere-
Colts or
Yeah.
Niners for me.
I think he's going somewhere in the AFC. I don't they're really not trying to trade him somewhere in the AFC. I mean, in NFC, I could see Colts for sure. I would like to see him on the Chargers. I think that'd be cool. Him and Keenan with Herbert would be fun.
Do they have the cap space for that?
I think so. I think they got some money. But I mean,
what about the Bills?
You know what? Somebody said that on the Pat McAfee show today.
I would hate that.
That would
honestly,
be interesting.
in that division.
That'd be tough though. That'd be really good.
Him and Diggs.
Tough in a good way.
Oh man.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, man. He could. Yeah. Wow. I like that.
Josh Allen was an advisor in practice today.
Was he?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He's wearing a visor.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea the Bills' money situation, but they obviously have a team going there. Josh Allen, Julio could see that as, could help them push them to the next level. That'd be interesting.
They went to the AFC Championship game last year, so.
Yep.
Makes me sick to say it. I mean, the Jets. I think the Jets have the room and the assets to trade for him, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he wants to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he has a no trade. I don't know if he has a no trade clause in his contract.
Yeah,
so
we got to look into
Pacers can kind of say, "Hey, buddy, we're sending you where we want."
They'll obviously want a top first round pick, so you got to look at teams that won't make the playoffs or will miss the playoffs and have some assets. It just obviously that takes the Bills out of it because they're going to be, relevant. They're going to be
puts the Dolphins in it.
Giants
possibly.
No, we have 72
Giants.
wide
No,
receivers.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't. Obviously, if we didn't do the signings that we did, we would be in contention because it's like, all right, we got to start winning now, not win now mode Super Bowl wise, but we got to make the playoffs. But yeah, I don't see us. I didn't even take that into consideration. Somebody threw at me. I think.
Go ahead. My fault.
No, I was just gonna say Feinberg reached out to us and said Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, D-Hop recruiting like a college football coach.
AJ Brown's recruiting too.
Yeah, D-Hop posted something and all the receivers are like, bro, chill. Devontae Adams was like, stop that.
Daniel Jones was ranked, I forgot by who, the #1 deep ball quarterback in the NFL today.
Oh, God.
Was he?
I have no idea how.
I was going to say, is that deep ball meaning he can throw it 10 yards ahead of his receiver?
Bro, I don't have no idea. We continue to get awards that make no sense between that and Evan Ingram making the Pro Bowl.
So the DMs that we got was Alejo said Packers to make A-Rod happy. We got Ben, our Ben, and we'll do a shout out later. Rapper was like the Knicks, and I said the Nets.
BDG.
LOL. And then Feinberg said, what did he say? He said the Cardinals, or he said the Giants, but then I told him why it wouldn't work out for that. So it's kind of the feedback we got it from. Is that something that gets worked out right away? Is that something that they try to do? Football's weird because
they can't until after July.
Yeah. Okay. Is that kind of the flow to the off season?
Is it June 1st or July 1st?
I thought it was June 1st.
Oh, I don't pay attention.
I could be wrong.
No, I could be wrong.
Elliot.
Yeah, for real.
Elliot. We've seen NFL kind of work its way to, it could happen obviously right away where they're just like, you know what, let's not let this go on too long. Or it could happen fucking right before week 1 and they try to fuck the other player and just be like, all right, you're not going to be ready for this, and try to like play that game or get the most assets. I'm always a fan of trading a guy, not right away, not like taking the first call or second call you get, but doing it in a time where your organization doesn't get taken up by it. You got the rookies coming in, being distracted by
June
it
1st.
and stuff like that. It's June 1st?
Yeah, Elliot just texted me.
Got you.
I
Thank
got
you,
Elliot on top of the game.
Shit, he's better. Week 3, he's
fact checker's
performing.
getting good.
Seeing some progress.
I think I'm with you, Ray. I'd rather, if they're going to do that, just get rid of him. Don't bring him into the start of the season. Don't bring that energy in there. If he's going to make a public comment like that, then see ya. I'll get rid of you and get my assets for it. Same with Aaron Rodgers. What are the Green Bay doing? if they try to hold out, that's going to affect their whole entire organization. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, just get rid of them. Get your 3 first-round draft picks. Who else knows what you're going to get? Just get rid of them.
Yeah, the Falcons should have seen the writing on the wall for a while now with that. I mean, it's not a surprise to anyone. I'd love to see him in a Dolphins jersey. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but if it does, Devontae Parker, you better start packing your bags, buddy, because you're probably going to be the first one that they're going to call up. So
yeah.
What's he in that? He just got a new deal along with Shepard. When Shepard got a deal, what's he in year 3 of that?
Something like that. I mean,
which is only like $10-11 million nowadays for a wide receiver. That's what you pay a tier 2 guy or trying to be your current number 1, not a superstar type guy.
It's also tough for football because, I mean, Julio says he wants to win, but like that could be so many teams. Like football is different than like basketball. Basketball, you can kind of pick who you think is going to be the champion right away. Football is like there's so many games, so many different players, so many things
go from
happen
worst
during
to
the
first.
season. Yeah,
real quick.
It's like, you know, who's going to win the Super Bowl? We don't know. Like you can probably think of like 5 to 10 teams that have a shot, but it'll be tough for them to find a trade.
Tampa Bay will figure out how to get him on the roster. And
yeah.
Well, we got a
Brady
quarterback.
will make it happen.
Jacob DeGrom is so good.
We got an all-time quarterback that's in flux, and we got an all-time wide receiver. So it's good for the NFL. The NFL loves, obviously, off-season buzz. Get Up, ESPN will be covering it for at least 90% of their show, so they're happy about that. And they won't cover NBA, which leads us now into our NBA talk. Game 1s, Game 2s, just let it fly. Let's talk about kind of what we thought of each series or kind of what we think going into Game 2s and 3s, because by the time this airs,
here.
And next week, it'll be every team would have played at least 3 or 4 games by the time we record next. So let's get the NBA out of there.
Knicks in 6. Bucks in 4.
Bucks in 4.
Bucks in 4.
After last night's game, yeah. I mean, shit.
Suns in 5. Ooh.
Yeah, Ben's big on the the Lakers going out.
They're done, dude. They said it.
Are they the late game tonight?
Yeah, they are. They're right after the Nets.
Nobody's afraid of that team.
Yep. Love it.
Nobody's scared of them at all.
Yeah, if AD don't play like AD,
yeah,
I mean, he looked like a shell of himself.
Yeah, Ayton handled him pretty well. I don't know if they do beat the Suns. I said it before the playoff started that they're not going back.
Yeah, AD over there playing like Steve Don't Miss in high school.
I don't know what AD's doing. He's settling too much. He needs to play like the top 5 player in the league that he is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they still pull off the series just because I want the Lakers in the finals. But
yeah, I got to see how tonight goes because they did this shit last year.
Yep.
Where they lost Game 1 every series.
The Blazers, right?
Did they win
yeah, they lost Game 1 of the Blazers. Yeah.
It was the Blazers, then the Nuggets.
We try to write off teams after Game 1, and then they go on they win in 5, and we go, oh, they were who we thought they were, and it's like all forgotten.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah,
let them off the hook.
and that's why I didn't judge anything after the Nets and Celtics Game 1. It's like, you know what, Game 2 games gives you a solid sample size. So my synopsis of, obviously we're recording this while the Nets and Celtics are playing end of the second quarter. I haven't gone nuts yet. Joe Harris is on fire. My analysis of Nets are going to beat the Celtics. They'll do a gentleman's sweep if not a Game 5. That's just my unbiased opinion. I think you guys will all agree. Lakers, they got to show some fight in Game 2 tonight. I'm locked into that game, actually. They need to come out, and it needs to be physical. It needs to be a solid Lakers win. Mavericks, Clippers, I think Luka. This is when Luka is going to come out, and obviously he's a household name, but this is when he could become legendary. And I mean that on the scale of first round legendary as far as that, right? Who cares what he does second round? But if you beat a Clippers team not having home court advantage, I don't care if it takes 5 games, 6 or 7. This is Luka's series to fucking win, and I hope he does it. Why not? Clippers, whatever. And then I got, I just want to finish off mine, and then I'll let you guys go on. Wizards, I hope that goes game 6 or 7. Obviously, I want the Sixers to play as many games as possible. That will bode well for an injured played Embiid. So I'm going to be watching that, rooting for the Wizards as many possible. But I think the Sixers get it done there. Knicks and Hawks. I know that's going to go game 6 and 7. There's no possible way either team wins in 5. So that's going to be a great. The Garden was bumping. I loved it as an anti-Knick organization, not a team, but also the fan hater. That arena was the best bump-in arena I've ever seen in my entire life, and it still had probably 15% to fill. Oh, I can't wait for that to be filled up. And then Grizzlies, Jazz. I think Jazz, John Morant becomes a star. Like, this is the year that people that don't follow the NBA like we do, John Morant puts his stamp and becomes that guy, like a Westbrook, because I compare his game to a Westbrook. But
they don't take the Jazz out, though.
They don't take the Jazz out, but hey, if he could score, if he could average a solid 20-plus, play hard, and bring him to a game 5 or 6, I think John Morant gets his applause. And then, Bucks, Heat, Nuggets, Trailblazers. Nuggets will handle that, I think, in my opinion, over the Blazers. Be a great series, but I think that goes 5 or 6. And then Bucks and Heat after last night didn't look too pretty. That's kind of my quick analysis I want to get out of the way, so you guys could just go at it.
I like that Jazz Grizzlies series. Like you were saying, the game is in good hands with the point guards that it has right now. That Jazz series, to me, it all depends on how healthy Donovan Mitchell can come back. If Donovan Mitchell can come back playing like Donovan Mitchell, then the Jazz can win. But if he comes back and he's struggling, I don't know. The Grizzlies look good, man. They got grit. Dylan Brooks is showing out. He's playing both ends. He makes it hard.
Anderson looking like me out there.
Yep. So, I mean, I like the Grizzlies a lot. Heat got blown out last night. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Sheesh.
Yeah, shit look ugly from the go.
Yeah, they look like
bad.
They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully.
It was rough yesterday.
The crowd does have a huge impact on it. I mean, just all that fuck Trae Young shit. That was awesome to hear. You know, the Garden, like Ray said, was bumping.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sorry. You can finish after I say this, but Nate McMillan and Trae Young crying that the crowd was saying that, get the fuck out of here. It's playoff basketball.
Yeah.
Melo was getting killed in Boston. Players get killed. LeBron got killed when he went back to Cleveland, and that was a regular season game.
Melo just got booed in Denver when he went back. Like, I mean, he did.
They're not built. They're not built for it.
Yeah.
Go before that. Go even earlier years in basketball, in the Jordan era, the Barkley era, and you know what people said to them.
I know them racist crackers in Utah were killing MJ.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
No,
it's just sometimes to me these days, especially, like I've talked before, everybody feels like they have a voice, so they need to find some sort of reason to complain about something. I don't know. That's something I noticed about that. Everybody has to complain about something, and it drives me nuts. Just shut the hell up and play.
You wanted to say the other word.
Yeah.
I like the crowd being back in it. It adds a huge aspect to the game, not just for the fans being there, but for the players. I mean, gives the players something to interact back with, unless you're Russell Westbrook and you're arguing with babies on the sidelines and shit. But I mean, the crowd being back in it is awesome, even if it's at 15, 20%, whatever it is. I mean, pump that crowd noise in there, do whatever you got to do. I'm watching basketball now. I mean, I wasn't really watching too much regular season, but playoffs is a different animal, and I'm all here for it.
Did you see that video of Tyler Hero, Jason Tatum, and I forgot who the other person was, but Jason Tatum was like, we were playing, and I was like, wait, when they were in the bubble, he's like, he don't play like this in front of fans. And then somebody like made a video. He was like, damn, Jason Tatum basically told Tyler Hero he's a bubble player right in front of his face, and he didn't even realize it.
Bubble boy.
The I was thinking of that in a way. This having fans back in almost all the arenas, whatever capacity they're at, in a way, could probably throw some of the players off because for over a year now, they've been playing in empty arenas, right? And not having that environment. And now they're back to it in whatever capacity. And it could, be some uncomfortableness for some players because they haven't played in that environment in so long.
That's one of the first things I thought about KD. He hasn't played in front of 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
The last time he played was in a ruckus crowd in Toronto, and then all of a sudden he comes back like, oh shit, like this crowd is rocking. So yeah, I agree.
Dude,
with that.
I'm really hoping by the time we get to the conference finals and at least the NBA finals that we get full arenas.
Please.
Like,
you know what I heard?
No reason not to do it.
Specifically in New York, I guess they put a lot of the vaccinated people like on the camera side.
They
and
did.
Then,
yes.
Yeah, it's like almost like the WWE. And then like on the camera side, it was very like spaced out, and there was people who weren't vaccinated.
My boy AP hit me up. Shout out AP. He hit me up. He was like, "Oh, the Knicks. It doesn't look like they are socially distancing at all. It looks like a pack." And then I went on Twitter and I sent them a screenshot. To the left was the packed vaccinated, to the right wasn't, and it was scattered. But when they zoomed out of MSG, they made sure not to go pan out to right, which is smart for television. At the end of the day, you're just a viewer. I don't want to see a half of a section filled, but they did that smart, and I love that they did that because I want to pretend as if every arena is packed out, and actually, there's a couple arenas that aren't doing it justice. I was watching the Denver Nuggets yesterday. They didn't look like they had any fans in the arena. Like they were not only quiet on TV, they didn't show the crowd as much as maybe an MSG, a Barclays, and some of the other arenas. So they need to give the viewer some sense of, make me believe an arena is packed out. Even though I don't know, because it makes you feel like, the crowd's into it, but some of these arenas are not doing, or maybe the production team on each channel, obviously everything's different, ESPN and TNT, but I didn't get the feeling that the Denver Pepsi Center, whatever it's called now, was really like packed out and making noise. I didn't get that sense.
Yeah, not having fans is huge. I guess it makes the players a lot more comfortable because when we were in the bubble, we were getting players that, Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray are great players, but they were both going for 50 every night in the series.
Bro, that was insane.
Yeah, and then I forget dude's name on the Pacers. He was going off. He was having like
TJ Warren?
Yeah, TJ Warren. Like TJ Warren doesn't score that.
I think he played 12 games this season. I feel like he was
going off. So it's a lot easier not having that fan aspect and people yelling at you and all that shit.
100%. Major factor.
We can have Elliot check, but that could be the first TJ Warren reference on a podcast ever. So
probably.
Yeah, he already told me that is the first TJ Warren reference. Absolutely.
Speaking of fan capacity, I know MetLife announced they'll have full capacity, and then today, the Bears announced they will be back at full capacity start of the season. So
if those two teams are doing it, then the whole country should, because you're talking Chicago. I don't know where it's physically located, inner city in general, but MetLife is in New Jersey, downtown. So it's okay, cool, perfect. Then if you got New York doing it and Chicago, the major cities, across the board, NFL is gonna be back 100% this season. That's so exciting, man. I love it.
It's gonna come to a point where it's like that's what you got to do. Like you're gonna lose out on so much money, so much revenue. It's like it has to happen eventually.
Let's go.
Sure. We should. Last thing about basketball, I know it's only game ones, but I do think both LA teams are in trouble.
Yeah, the Clippers suck.
The
Clippers are overrated as fuck. Kawhi's the only dude
like
on
the
that
Clippers
team.
of 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
They're
Whenever
soft.
Bad for Kawhi.
Lob City was there.
I think he's out.
I think the Clippers are soft.
Yeah, regardless of what all the reports are saying that he's going to stay, I think he's out.
Them losing Montrell.
Pack them bags and head to New York, baby.
Kawhi?
Yeah, Kawhi.
I get that feeling too. I don't totally agree with it, but I can see Kawhi, because Kawhi he doesn't show much personality. So he's shown that he could make a business decision without feeling any regrets. And I respect that from a player. If you're a player and your contract's up and things aren't working out and you feel like you could go somewhere else, go ahead. And he doesn't have that personality where he feels obligated to stay with a city. He grew up in LA and he's a Cali boy, but he doesn't feel the need to satisfy anybody. So I think he can move. I don't know where. I have not.
I mean, he
thought
won a
about that
title with
yet.
Toronto, and he had the whole
Knicks.
country of Canada shaking, and he
And-
said, "Fuck it," and left.
And they,
So
and they should show him respect every time with crowd coming back there. You know, obviously they played in Florida this year, but when he comes back there next year, throw him roses, bro, because that man, you might not see it. Yeah, of course. And they should. They got good fans up there. And they should, because
I don't think there's another superstar in any league like Kawhi. To be honest, he's
very
not,
unique.
Yeah,
Does what he wants.
expect.
He does what he wants. He doesn't
he's a
get
throwback.
influenced. I think he understands the Clippers have no future. I mean, they have no future with that team now. In the offseason, who would they get to come there that could maybe help? I mean, Paul George, to me.
Is it that Paul George effect? That's what I was going to ask next. Is it that? Is Paul George the common denominator? He's nice as an individual.
I like Paul George, but I don't know what happens when it's the playoffs.
Right?
I don't know what he does, where he goes, where his
couldn't get over the hump with the Pacers. Obviously, he's playing the Heat all those years, and then he gets an injury. Goes to Oklahoma City. That doesn't work out. Goes to LA. I mean, it's still a small sample size. Been 2 years? Obviously, the bubble, but like, you're not. You walk into a series with them. I don't think you fear them.
Yeah, Luke is not fearing them.
He would have fit better in LA. He would have fit better with the Lakers.
Paul George
or Paul George?
Paul George.
I don't know. I feel like Paul George is along the same lines as the Russell situation. There's something going on with his game, and like Russell's game, where it just like negatively affects how things operate. And now, I'm not disrespecting either player. I like both of them. I love Russell. He's one of my favorite players. But I just don't think team-oriented wise that they work with other star players. I just don't think they do.
Yeah, the best version we got of Paul George was with the Pacers, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. It would suck that he ran into, what the Heat were at that time. Maybe they could have got to a finals had Miami not had the team that they had, but I think that's the best version we had of him. He came out, and that's about it. We haven't really seen much else from him.
Yeah.
I'll always respect that he got that gruesome injury playing for the USA team, and then
for sure
came back. And I think in that season he came back late. He only played like 8 games in that season. I respect that so much because he was ready to play, and he easily could have taken off the 8 games, but he wanted to do it for himself. So I respect Paul George in that sense of coming back for those
tough injuries and came back. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You got to have that respect. But at the end of the day,
playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Just not good enough for a chip.
Yeah, exactly.
We love you, guy. We love you, Paul. We're not disrespecting you, but the only chance you got winning a title is when you're 36 and about to retire and then go play for league minimum for a team that's going to win 72 games.
And then he got a stripper pregnant and try to get her to pay her
I hate to say it, but
like, bro, what are you doing, man?
He kind of has a little bit of the same. I don't think that Melo had the same injuries that he did. Well, he didn't, but he's kind of having the same career as Melo.
Yeah, I think Melo's better though.
Yeah.
But I'm saying just that, like Melo made it to the Western Conference Finals a few times with the Nuggets. You know what I mean?
Melo never had another superstar.
In Denver, he never had a superstar. Yeah.
Yeah,
who do you have in
their careers?
I mean, in New York, you could argue that too.
J.R. Smith.
Nah.
A.R. Smith.
They had a very gritty team in New York too, where obviously Amari had the potential to be that second guy, but I think they put around Melo some solid. Tyson Chandler didn't even win Defensive Player of the Year.
Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, right? I love him too.
Yeah, I love Tyson Chandler for what he is too, but Tyson Chandler's not a superstar.
Yeah.
No, of course. But they had a lot of good pieces around them, and it showed how far they went. Obviously, they didn't go too far.
What?
Don't try to sit there. Don't try to make a case for Tyson Chandler being a superstar.
I'm not, but he did have Amari, and we would have took the Heat
Amari's
7 games if Amari
either.
didn't punch a fucking fire extinguisher.
That
was a good series.
Tyson Chandler got a ring too.
Yes, he does with the Mavs.
So the J Kidd, same team. Love it. Ooh, LeBron coming in looking good. No homo. Pause. He's ready. He's got the way. He's got the side waves going. In the middle he can't grow hair, but he's got those side waves going. I like
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully he doesn't.
He's got
bump
a
into
sandbar
wall or
on top of his
something.
head.
Yeah, sandbox and the waves on the side.
Someone check his elbow.
My
to make
guys,
sure he's doing all
yeah.
right.
Oh, yo, you
Or his
guys,
eye or whatever he's got.
this
going on
is
there.
why we're becoming a cohesive unit on the Utility Players podcast, because over the last several episodes, I've been orchestrating and leading into things little by little, and you guys are catching on, because the next few things I was going to talk about was, man,
Only took us
LeBron's gonna
17 episodes.
LeBron's gonna come up in a post game press conference in a full body cast at one point.
Yeah,
No,
I know, man. I like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater, but he's got to chill out. I mean, like, he's got to understand.
Too.
He's got to understand that there's many more cameras today than 10 years ago, and they have many different angles, and they're all pointed at him all the time. So, like,
that
chill out, man. Like, come on.
Someone did say he did it because he was tired and he wanted to like buy some time.
Yeah. Hey, that meme of Pilar gets hit with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, was on the ground for 36 seconds.
And then somebody else did it.
Durant had a bad spill on the floor. He's got a bruise on his shoulder, and it just kind of opened up on a play.
Is that one? Was that from game one?
Yeah, game one. And
I thought he broke his arm.
I thought he snapped his whole shit.
Bro, his arm landed under his body, and he fell on. Yeah, that would, dude, right away. What's his name that drew the charge 36? I can't think.
Marcus
Smart right away looked as soon as he
turned right around. I was like, "You good?
Are you okay, bro?" Even Mike Breeden that was calling the game was like, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh," like he was going nuts because he literally thought he broke his arm, and he got right up at LeBron with the eye thing. He's like, "My eye, I can't see."
I saw like, 3 rims.
You fucking pirate.
And with LeBron, again, not a LeBron hater.
Oh.
I have a picture of LeBron in my kitchen on the wall. Nick knows this. It's not a joke. It's legit.
I'm not a hater. I have a picture of LeBron in my kitchen.
Yeah. He's sitting on a sandwich. I'm not, but the whole news about him almost getting in trouble for being at an event or whatever it was. If that was anybody but LeBron, they wouldn't be playing tonight.
I heard some details about that, by the way.
Yeah.
What are they?
So Stephen A. Smith, they brought it up on First Take yesterday, and then they brought it up, and then he looked at his phone and he got some sources. So he compared it to the Kyrie thing when he got suspended. So he goes, first of all, the event that he was at was outdoors. Second, the people at the event were either vaccinated or tested prior to, and the third caveat was he was only there for a very short amount of time, probably within an hour tops. So I think those three, after they investigated, I understand, because I questioned it when I got the Shams alert. I was like, whoa, LeBron's gonna miss the whole first round. And then I put it past me, since no group chats really talked about it, and I was like, wait, he's playing game one? And then Stephen A broke it down yesterday, and I felt okay about it with the decision, where it was like, the NBA's lucky. They're like, thank God, LeBron, that you were outside and it was X, Y, and Z. But
putting himself in a
I was just gonna say that too.
Like that anyways.
Hey, I'm not. Maybe I should have prefaced. I was saying it for more, like, I think the NBA, all the COVID stuff they did during the year, all those rules are BS. They're stupid anyway. Like,
baseball too.
Messed up. Exactly. So it's all dumb anyway.
Way too long.
But yeah, it's dumb. It's like, oh, I saw a guy through a window and he blew air, and now I'm out for 7 days.
Ridiculous.
But
not even 7, like 7
I was
or
just
10.
thinking of it more as, could you imagine if that was story broken? It was somebody but LeBron. Like,
they're getting suspended.
They're getting suspended. Come on,
Wasn't Zach Levine out for like 21 days?
David, or I almost said David Stern. The NBA got word of LeBron and was like, holy moly, we need to figure out exactly, someone go out there with a tape measure, how much distance was between the other people, how many people were there. They called up everybody that was there and made sure that they had their vaccination cards.
FBI on the case, CIA, everybody.
And then they tweeted it or text Stephen A and be like, hey, we're good. We checked everything.
Say this. Make sure you say this.
Meanwhile,
Say
like a month ago,
yeah.
Zach Levine's sitting there trying to reach out and be like, "What? Hey, what's going on here? Like, why can't I play still?" And they're like, "Oh, it's been 9 days. You gotta wait 10." I'm like, I wasn't around anybody. Why I gotta wait 10?
What team do you play for? Oh, all right, we'll
Bulls.
circle back. We'll circle back with you. We'll get back
I feel like
come on.
it's just LeBron though. Like, I mean, in some sort of way, how he's marketed, how he's viewed, he's in some way above the league. Even if it was some other player and it was still all those stipulations that you just listed off, they probably would have found some way to suspend them or penalize them. Like, he didn't even get fined. So it's like,
you're right.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, dog.
Yeah, I also think, like, I mean, what would you do too if you ran the NBA? That's your business and that's your guy. Like, for Kobe, they would have done the same thing. In a way that you got to kind of put them above the league because they are the league.
The league.
Right. Yeah.
And so,
they
Jordan
definitely
too,
did some
but,
extra. They definitely did some extra investigation on LeBron. Maybe a step or two more than they would on Zach LaVine, for example. Yeah, 100 in the regular
season. If it was my
season.
company, I would have done the same thing. I mean,
for sure.
I cannot suspend him.
Just like the top salesman in any company gets away with a lot more things than someone who's at the bottom.
Only on the Patriots do you get treated as the next individual if you're Tom Brady or not. The Patriots are the standalone company, and that's orchestrated by one man only. So every other team organization operates against the obvious rules of not everybody's created equal in this company.
True. Wow.
All right, cool. So, the other NBA news we want to talk about was the awards. So let's shout out Clarkson, 6th Man of the Year. We want to talk about how that was presented, and also
Tattoo God,
Gravy's boy.
Tattoo God.
Gravy,
he came out of nowhere and got tats too.
Came out of nowhere, bro.
They're really
Clarkson.
Good. Really
he
good.
got neck to sternum done in about 6 months in the offseason.
I think J.R. Smith influenced him because he had no tats, and then he got to Cleveland and started hanging out with J.R. and J.R. was like, "Bro, you got no tats, bro. Like, what you got?" Like,
Clarkson's first tat was right on his neck,
right on his neck,
and then went down from there. Like, all right, do the rest of the body.
For people who us people who got several tattoos, that much work that's a lot of. He went through a lot of soul searching and pain to go through all that, especially in those areas. Woo!
Yeah, he got tatted up out of nowhere. It's like one game he had no tats, and the next game he's tatted up. I'm like, what happened?
He got money.
And the next shout is for the most improved player, Julius Randle. Well deserved.
Yes, sir.
We all thought that probably halfway through the season that he'd get that, and I'm glad the NBA didn't mess that one up. But shout out Gravy and his Knicks for getting some medals.
So
it's about time.
Let's because they'll probably, by the time we record again, they'll probably announce what Rookie of the Year. Right?
Yeah, I assume so.
MVP, and Coach of the Year.
I thought, and Coach of the Year. Should we pick who we think you're gonna? Did they already announce Coach of the Year?
No, they didn't. Let's do it now.
No, that was a different association type award.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Coach of the Year. Who you guys got?
Tibbs.
I really want to say Tibbs because what he did, but I think Monty Williams is going to get it.
Same. I think Monty Williams as well. MVP.
Jokic.
Obviously, we know the top three is Jokic, Embiid, and
Curry.
Yep.
Yeah, Jokic is running away with that.
Let's see my pick. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jokic as well, and then Rookie of the Year.
That's tough.
It is tough. It's closer than people think. Yeah, that's a great. I mean, that's not the sexy pick.
Didn't J Kidd and Grant Hill split it?
J Kidd, Grant Hill, Donovan Mitchell, and Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Those two groups, I think, were the last, or maybe the first. I don't know, but those were two of the co-rookie of the years.
I think if we're being fair,
let's go co. I like that. Yeah. I like that, Gravy. I'm going with you. Co-rookies for that, and that's specifically Ball and
Edwards,
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards. Yep.
And I just want to say the NBA. I think it was the NBA. I don't know. It was a Twitter account just disrespecting Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah, dude, my guy.
What do you mean?
Yes, they're not even like putting him up on the ads. Like
Yeah.
he was
Oh,
the third.
I got you.
Wasn't he?
He was the
the
third
third guy.
finalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
He had
is
a pretty damn good
disrespectful.
season for the Kings out of all the teams.
Oh, he took
Yeah.
the
He did.
couple games that the Nets played him, and this is all I've watched him. Obviously, he wasn't on TNT, ESPN.
Right.
He was buckets, bro. He's
a baller.
he's a long guard that could. His shooting got criticized.
He's
coming
very
out of
controlled
who?
at a young age.
Where was
Iowa
he coming
State.
out of? Iowa State.
Iowa State.
I got a
yeah.
shout out Iowa. I know you guys don't like him, but I still got a shout out.
Iowa
But,
State.
Shout out Ames.
yeah, coming out of Iowa State, his 3-point shot is a little awkward, kind of like the Ball brothers, but he was knocking them down. I think he shot in the high 30s as a rookie, which is
No, he shot very
I love
well.
that. When people talk shit about you coming out as a rookie and you do exactly the opposite of what they thought you would do, no matter who it is, I always respect that.
He also started
Huge on-
the whole, and he was like one of the first NBA players in the whole NFT game too.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
was just about to say. He's
Yeah.
huge on
Nice.
Top Shot. He loves that shit. I was watching. He was on a thing. I was waiting for a drop, and he was on there with 2 other people and Roz Gold on Wuday, and they were just going in about Top Shot. He's so into that shit right now.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker, and so I think he's gonna have a good, solid NBA career.
I agree. Love that. The only shout out New York Liberty on the hoop side.
Yes,
WNBA.
sir.
The team of the pod. I know.
What are we,
Ben
5-1 now? 6-1?
We are 5-1, number 2
Okay.
in the league percentage wise, and I've watched all fucking 5 games or 6 games. I don't know how I've found
Yeah.
the time. They're playing at their perfect days and perfect times that nothing else is going on. I throw it on the third TV in the lab, and shout out to those girls.
My boy
Really,
said
women
third TV
doing their
wealth.
thing. Yeah, well, the lab is in full
I
motion.
got 2,
during
but number
NBA.
3's on the way.
Love it. Yeah. We should do that. We should all, I mean, I don't know what Ben's situation. I know I've seen Ford's situation, but we gotta do a collage of all 4 of our labs. Whether it's 1 TV or 3 or 4 TV.
Ben's
don't
got like a
matter,
127-inch TV in his basement. It's wild.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
And we gotta put that. Maybe we'll do a little collage as a post and like show our labs because where we orchestrate from.
Yeah, I got
My
2
whole
TVs and
house.
like a monitor and shit.
My lab is where whatever room I enter at that moment.
Let's see what we got. Oh,
Ben does have the coolest desk I've ever seen. I will give him that.
What
oh,
desk?
like a work desk.
The desk at your office.
Oh, that shit drives me nuts.
Dude, I love that desk. It's so
Yeah.
like modern, random looking.
Yeah.
That's
Did you
Ben.
go? Did you go to the Dew
Modern
tour?
random looking is how I
Huh?
would explain Ben.
What's up?
Did you go to the Dew tour?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah. I forgot you mentioned that in the group
It was a
chat.
shitty weekend weather-wise.
Got
Really.
you.
But dude, like Nigel Houston was here. He
Mhm.
won.
Ooh.
Yeah,
He won
I love
the
his kicks, by the way.
Video.
If you watch, know a lot about skateboarding, Zion, right? That kid. Have you guys ever seen King of the Road? It's a show on Vice.
I have
Right.
seen that. Like
Dude,
not a
it's
lot
so
of it, but
legit.
I
It's such a
have
legit
seen
show.
like an episode
Yeah.
or 2 of it, and I thought it was really fucking dope.
It's basically like
Thanks,
3
Mike.
skateboard crews. Whatever the crew is, they all get into a van, and they have the guy who started Thrasher magazine. He gets this
Yep.
book, and he has a bunch of tricks in it, and they drive around basically the country, all in this van, stopping at these random places, and they got to do all these tricks and try to land them for points, and whoever gets the most points wins the whole King of the Road. It's fucking crazy.
I have seen that.
It's
It's pretty
crazy.
dope.
And
He's-
watching that got me super into like watching skateboarding. And so we didn't go, but from everything, shout out Des Moines, because I was watching a bunch of interviews with the pro skateboarders like Nigel Houston and all them talking about the park that they built here in Des Moines, and they're all like amazed,
Yeah, they want to come back.
blown away about how legit it is. And it's pretty legit. I mean, pretty legit. So
Yeah, Niger Houston's another one of those on the first team got tatted out of nowhere dudes
yeah.
because he's all sleeved up on his legs and everything.
You remember Ryan Sheckler too? Remember him?
Yeah.
That dude had no
Sheckler.
tattoos, and he might have more tattoos than Nigel Houston.
Really?
Oh, Google him. Elliot!
Elliot.
Get on it, Elliot.
Yeah. He's
Joe
covered.
Harris for 3 again. Sorry, that was my last
Other
name.
one?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're up 32. I wanna get into a lot of random segments. We're
Do
about
it.
50 minutes in, so let's just spitfire kind of some sport topics, so then we can get in some good quality randomness. Phil Mickelson wins a PGA trophy.
Championship.
Yes, championship, and in a great weekend, great day. Brooks Koepka, my guy, personally, blew it. He shot 2 over. I mean, Phil only shot even or 1 over, so it wasn't like a phenomenal day. It was a very hard course with the beach on the right and the left, depending on which way you're going, 9 and back 9. But did you guys get to watch a little highlights? I know Fort is a very big golf enthusiast, and I'm sure you watched a little bit of it.
That was my pick, lefty. I mean, that's my guy.
You did pick him. Remember, for the Masters, you did have him as a choice.
That's my guy.
Gravy Goes Dark. Yeah, so you did have him.
I
You
watched
just had him
that.
2 months late?
Just a few weeks late. Gravy went
Well,
0
early?
dark 30. Yeah,
0
whatever
dark
it is.
Settle. I watched some of it every now and then during the week. That course looked insanely hard. I kept thinking about what would I shoot if I was on this course, and I was thinking high 200s.
Bro, the wind
Dude.
was crazy.
Crazy. I don't even know. I honestly don't know how pro golfers do this. I
I
don't
said high 200.
because
Bro.
you look at the fairways and you're like, how are you going to place a ball right there in that fairway? That's not possible. Like, you're not going to be able to do it. It's just not going to happen, and they do it.
Ben,
I'm happy for Phil. He's a legend. I'm glad that he got that. If you watch that, he crushed the front 9 almost every day, and then the back 9 on every time he kind of struggled, and so he just kind of hung in there. I think if Brooks didn't kind of fall apart, he would have taken it. But I'm hoping sometime in the fall, instead of a next Jake Paul versus whoever fight, we get a Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau fight on Triller.
that would be pretty funny.
That's the next thing we need. That's a great rivalry because they're both young. Brooks is in his low 30s. Bryson's in his high 20s, right? Maybe
I think so.
At 30 exactly, 29. That's something for the next 10 years that I hope they're very relevant, and they both play way different. Brooks Koepka, sorry, I'll make this point. Brooks plays a game that it's walk up to the ball, hit it, see what happens, and that's kind of his game. I don't know. I just play golf. I hit it. I walk up to it. And then Bryson's just like super analytical, is a scientist about the game, which I love too.
And crush the ball.
And crush the ball. So it's great to see those two dynamics go at it. So hopefully we get that for the next 10 years, like a Phil and Tiger rivalry.
Do we know what the animosity between the two of them is?
Yes.
I was trying to read the comments, and
it started a little. I mean, I don't know too much. I know there was a little incident a few years ago where Brooks was upset with Bryson's pace of play.
Yep.
And Brooks has openly said like he gets bored playing.
Yeah, you can tell.
So so he wants to like get shit going here. And
he looks like me playing.
He said
I don't take any practice swings. I just go up there and hit it.
His caddy said something to Bryson, or said something to Bryson's caddy, and like Bryson turned around and was like, "Hey, why don't you tell your boss to tell me if he has a problem?" Like directly.
Yeah.
So I know he hasn't liked him since then. And then I don't know, those two just look like they wouldn't get along anyway.
Yeah,
they do.
They approach the game in life very differently.
Yeah.
That video of that we all saw that came out a couple of days ago, you could I didn't know the whole backstory, but seeing Brooks's face, I knew immediately he is not a fan of that guy.
You could tell if you look at the full Elliot. Thank you, Elliot, for uploading that on Instagram. He clipped it perfectly. But if you look at right before the clip begins, he gives a look to the right where he's coming. Like he knows he's coming, right? Yeah. He does the interview, he's talking. And then right when he approaches, immediately you're just like, this fucking guy. And I love that. And Gravy was on point about calling out his pace of play. But I read an article that goes back maybe a year or two before that. Is Bryson made a comment about Brooks's like physical, maybe he was going through being fat because at one point he was a little chubby and then tensing up. So I think it goes back a little further when he made a comment about Brooks being a little chunky. And that was when Bryson was trying to like recreate himself. So I think that's kind of like the feud. It starts off like that, but man, golf needs a rivalry, and you see it with Phil and Tiger. So we're all here for it.
They're two of the big promising players. I mean, Brooks has 4 majors already, and Bryson has 1. But I also wish we knew, because there's so much more to those two, like shit that happens in the clubhouse that we aren't even privy to. I wish we knew some of those
little girls
stories
in the clubhouse,
too.
like talking about each other, like, fuck that guy. And then that guy goes and tells another guy.
How much they're around each other.
During those weekends? Yeah.
During they get there on Wednesday or Tuesday.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? Do a practice round, a couple practice rounds. Yeah, that's a lot of days to be around.
Golfers
all day with somebody you don't
Happy
like.
Gilmore and Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
So good for Phil.
Shout out Phil.
Yeah. And then the last topic or random sports or kind of within that was Champions Finals coming up on Sunday. Manchester City, Chelsea, a UK final, which is great. It'll be teams that played each other a few times over the last year or so. So who do we got?
Let's go.
Going in?
Sorry.
I know obviously Gravy's got Man City. I'm just going to root for a great finals that I could get drunk at 3:01 p.m.
I wasn't saying let's go about what you were talking about.
Yeah, no.
But
okay,
yes, I got Man City.
Is the Grom balling right now? Is that what you're saying? Let's go about?
No, we took fire Luis Rojas. Fire the Mets coach. I know we have fucking 18 guys on the IL. Okay, there's 26 on a major league roster. 18 of them are on the IL. But the guy freaking stinks. I know DeGrom just came back. Okay, he's had 62 pitches through 5. He fucking has a hit. He's batting .471. Okay. Don't take him out after 62 pitches. He has 9 strikeouts. Okay.
I love that Gravy's so passionate, and I love your passion about the Mets, but I love how you're watching a regular season, and I'm watching the Nets in game 2.
I also have the Nets game on my other TV.
Yeah, Blake Griffin is throwing dunks on while I'm talking, and I'm trying not to react. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying not to react the whole time because I don't want to, be about that, but I love that.
Go-ahead home run in the 6th inning. So if you would have left him in for one more inning, he would have got the win.
Yeah, got him with the win.
No, he doesn't get a win.
The Grom and wins don't go together. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. No.
Love that.
Oh, also, can I say something else?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
It's a little shitty. I found some things out this weekend, all right? I won't reveal my source.
Ooh, sources.
But I don't know. I get like that they're trying to keep outbreaks from happening within teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the MLB and the MLB minor league system understands what they're doing to these players. So for those who don't know, when minor league players go to these random cities like Omaha, Des Moines, I don't know. Omaha and Des Moines should tell you enough. These random cities, they have the option to live with host families. So it's just a cheaper option for them. They're only there 6 to 8 months a year. But it's a way cheaper option. They're not making the millions of dollars that these guys that are up on the major league level who get prepaid hotel rooms and food and, free flights and transportation and all this stuff. They're not making that kind of money, and they don't have those, options. Due to COVID, MLB took that away. So these guys are penny pinching while trying to make the major leagues.
Penny pinching.
Yeah. And trying to make the major leagues. And not only that, but they're being fed fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They're not, it's $7 for like a nice plate of eggs and toast and bacon.
I was getting way better in the bubble. In my bubble.
And I know you saw the picture that I'm referring to.
Yep.
But it's just like, it's ridiculous. And we went to the game on Friday, and there was a little bench clearing incident. And the bullpens, so the bullpens came out. And I mean, we were sitting right there. So like, as they're walking back, you can hear these players are like, hey, or like, you think we'll get fined for that? Or like, because like if you cross over into fair territory, that's a fine. It's like getting off of the bench in the NBA and like stepping on the court type thing. They won't, in most instances, they won't penalize you or fine you if you're not like an antagonizer in the situation or, making the situation worse. But it's like these guys are fighting to make it to the big leagues. Like they're fighting to have a career and make money. And that's what they're talking about during the game instead of like focusing on the game. And, it's a shame. So it's just like, do better, man. Like baseball makes a ton of freaking money. They can afford to treat their players, the right way. And even the young guys are coming up through the systems. Look what they're being fed. And then their bodies break down or, they get injured because they aren't getting the proper nutrition and food during the day. And then they're labeled as people who don't care about their bodies or people who aren't taking the game serious. It's like, no, this is the situation that the league is putting them in. So
I
just went off on a little tangent there, but ridiculous.
For any minor league baseball player out there that is looking for a host family to live with when they're here, I will gladly open my doors, and I can guarantee you I will feed you amazing meals.
Plug.
Every meal. You have no issue. Just come right on in. That's a plug there.
For sure. But they're not allowed to right now. So
yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Shout out the Staten Island Yankees. They don't exist anymore because the the major leagues have revamped the minor leagues as far as what teams, where they play, whatever. Yep. But at the end of the day, and I love that you said that because you got some good insight because I felt that with the Staten Island Yankees where it's like they're just using and abusing them and just sucking away. It's like we don't care if you're financially stable. We just want the players to develop, play some games so we could bring them up and capitalize on them. And they need to figure out because the NBA has figured out a minor league system in their G League, and it's slowly becoming legit. I've watched G League games before that, and they're developing players that don't want to go to college and kind of have that intermediate buffer in the NBA. But MLB's got to find out along the many problems that they have in tuition in their structure. They got to figure out what they got to do with their minor leagues because it's not doing well.
I'll say it the short way. There's a lot. Is Evan Fournier talking shit to Kevin Durant right now?
Right? What's happening? I see it.
Jesus Christ.
Not really
sorry.
sure
I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't. The's a lot of issues.
He said, "Don't talk to me like that."
Major leagues right now.
God.
A lot of issues in the major leagues right now that I hope and I know that the right people are behind and making it, known. But I hope it really comes to light, and I hope they fix those things because it could potentially ruin the sport, years down the road, not anytime soon.
Yep.
But yeah, fire Luis Rojas.
Love it. So let's Fort let us know that there you can let us know about the little Bet the Fort kind of segment this episode and kind of moving forward. Tell us about that.
Yeah, no Bet the Fort this week. Rough week last week.
His bookie suspended his account.
He's not on suicide watch. Don't worry, guys.
That's actually there's some truth in that. Bovada did suspend my account, but we won't get into that.
No, you don't use Bovada.
No, fuck Bovada.
I used that before as a rookie.
Yeah, no, Bovada's no good. What Ray was saying about Bet the Fort, like I said, no Bet the Fort this week. We are looking for sponsors. We're not really looking for anything in return, honestly. Just trying to plug your business, your company, whatever it is you got going on. Send us anything in the DMs. It's pretty much just a free shout out on the pod anytime we do a post. And we're just looking to, kind of network with other people or whatnot, see what you got going on. And the only thing I got really for betting is just bet on Ethereum. Put your money in that shit. Don't sell your Bitcoin. Don't sell any crypto that you have. Because, these big banks, these big hedge funds, they're all buying it. So that should tell you something. They all bought the fucking dip. So
shout out Kathy Wood.
Yeah, shout out Kathy Wood. I love her. We're, as long as it's been around, Bitcoin's been around now for a little bit of time. We're still so new into what crypto really does and what it's going to do and what NFTs are going to do. I think that's still like 5, maybe even 10 years ahead of the game. So just bet on that and don't sell it. don't sell it. Even if you got to put whatever money you can and delete the fucking account and keep your seed phrase somewhere.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. If you're
Do
someone
that.
like me who has ADD when it comes to crypto and stocks, just do what I do and delete the app.
Hey,
Gravy be waking up at 9 a.m.
I know.
8, whatever he wakes up and like,
Someone
talk me
help.
off the edge.
What,
Yeah,
talk me off the edge.
SOS.
Like, delete
like,
the app,
bro,
man.
Hey,
It's
look,
like,
The
bro, you
amount of
just
times that I've deleted those apps and re-downloaded them.
Yeah.
this
Gravy
weekend
be-
was tough.
so talk about it. Yeah, let's
my
talk
screen
about
time probably like went up like 100% of how much time I was on my stupid crypto wallet apps just because I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. I was checking that shit like it was crack. I was like, then I gotta get on. I gotta look at this shit, and it's like it becomes fun. It becomes addicting, and I mean, but just if you're gonna get into it, you gotta have balls of steel. Just don't fucking sell.
Yeah.
Just
Diamond
Only
don't
a
Head.
loss
shit.
if you sell.
Yeah, you're only losing. You're only losing, especially if you sell on the dip. Like, why would you lose when you're already down on something, or why would you sell when you're already down? Just hold that shit.
guys, I've woken up over the last 3 months to some of my stocks that I won't say how much it's down, but it's probably 3 times as much as you think it's down. And I just holding. I'm fucking holding. I don't
Man,
sell ever.
Leaving early.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm not leaving. I'm not losing.
Not leaving.
Yeah, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm staying with it. I'm going to the ground. And at the end of the day, I know it's going to turn around. There's been a bad several months, which and I won't get into political why it's gone, but it is. It's the stock market. If you could withstand the downs and losing money, that's why you never put money into the stock market. If you can't accept you're probably going to lose it, or you're probably not going to be able to use that money for a few months. So I'm built long term, baby. I'm built for this.
Yeah, you should only really be, I mean, not financial advice, never is. Just really speaking about our experiences and everything like that. But I mean, you should only really be putting money in the stock market or in crypto that you can kind of just like throw away, kind of sort of. I mean, don't put money that you're gonna need for groceries or for rent or
Diapers.
for whatever bills. Just whatever you can that you're gonna spend on whatever else. Just
I would say I wouldn't invest or save any money that you need for groceries or rent or bills.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was
extra.
great. For you to just flow right back
Transition
into
like
that
that?
conversation, like you heard it all.
That's like
Yeah.
that's Ben just did
Hey.
like he saved the ball out of bounds and then came into an open wide layup. Like that's what he just did on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you'll see it if
From-
you guys are watching on YouTube. Ben
Elliot
just-
was keeping him filled in with what we were talking about. So
Yeah,
I love it.
from ages 13 through 16, I was known as Transition Ben. So
Jesus.
I love that.
There's a lot of different ways I can go right now.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna say,
I was like, wait a minute. Like,
there's transition Ben. I could bump. Nah, I won't even say it.
yeah.
She might listen. So
Your name wasn't Kathy before that, right?
No.
oh, and like
No.
also a lot of people that are doing bodybuilding stuff on Instagram and stuff, they're probably doing performance enhancing drugs. And I mean, you probably shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff if you don't know what you're doing or unless it's prescribed. So just worry about you, stick to your image.
Don't talk about Fort David like that.
That's actually where I got it from. You know, he gave me that topic. So just, you know, just stay natural. And I mean, if you want to go the performance enhancing way, just know the negative results that you'll have later on in your life.
Shout out my boy Mike. We were talking earlier in a group chat that A&E wrestling documentaries that myself and Ben been talking about on the pod. Ultimate Warrior was this Sunday. That man did some steroids and his heart gave out. You know, he had a crazy story. His story is unbelievable. Beyond the ring. Is it called on Vice?
Beyond the mat.
Beyond the mat. They'll be doing probably a more rated R version of Ultimate Warrior, but his heart gave out and he's only in his 50s, man. So
Yep.
don't
I
be
used
doing.
to love the Ultimate Warrior, man.
Yeah, bro. He was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
When I had a lunchbox that had Ultimate Warrior, Hulk, and I'm trying to think the third person that was on it. I think it was like
Chino Martinez.
the tag team,
No.
the fuck. I'll remember it during the pod and I'll say it. But I had a lunchbox with those 3 dudes on it and I loved it. Anything
APA.
about crypto? Some business? Anything about street talk?
Hold the line.
Yeah, just
Hold the
it.
line.
find some NFTs that that are with the things that you like. NFTs are cool right now. I mean, it's the future, I think, and I mean we're transitioning into something that, I mean, virtual reality. I mean, all these things are assets at the end of the day too. It's kind of like owning a painting or owning a collectible. That's essentially what it is. So if you can find like your niche, something that you like, just buy one or two of them and just hold that shit.
Hold that shit. Waggle that shit, then slap that shit. By the way, it's Legion of Doom, by the way. That was the tag team I was thinking of.
Okay.
But also, yeah, I forgot the thought I was gonna do.
Hey, shout out my boy BDG, aka Rapper on Twitch, on Fortnite. Boy grinding right now. Believe he's 11th in the world in
He's
solos,
large, bro.
and 8th or 6th in squads.
Yes,
Just started his Twitch account. Just became a affiliate, I believe, is when you can start making money and stuff. We should definitely make our own utility players Twitch, and Fortnite can stream whenever we play and stuff like that.
that'd be dope.
We should definitely do that. But shout out to Ben. Played with him a few times. He's really good. So hope it works out for him. I did see today that his bio says retired rapper, and he was a rapper. He was a rapper at one point. You can look him up on YouTube. He's got some bangers.
I have looked into his profile too on Instagram, and
Yeah,
at one point he was a Knicks fan, then he was a Net fan, then he's back to being a Knicks. So I gotta have a side talk with him during the week after this episode and see if he hits us up when he listens.
Yeah,
but I
he
gotta
does
have
the
a
same thing with
conversation.
football. He's a Jets fan, but he does root for the
Got you.
Giants here and there. His grandpa was a big Giants fan, so
Okay.
but he is also a bandwagon.
I mean, hey, if you got a good story that can back it up, I respect it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you got family ties, stuff like that, I respect it. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear why. Shout out.
I'm rolling my eyes whenever I look up at the TV. Every time I look back,
We might even do like a podcast live from the Twitch or something. That could be an idea. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
we want to. The reason why we haven't ventured off to too many probably platforms or streams is we want to kind of get comfortable with this dynamic. I think for people that have watched or listened from episode 1 in the early stages to now 17, I think you've kind of seen the flow or the comfortability that we've grown, and we didn't want to bite off too much that we could choose. So
they focus on the growth.
Yeah, I think at this point going into episode 20s, I think we could start venturing into new things, and we're excited about that. Also, shout out DJ Kuzmo. He is a very animated, very creative listener on my WWE podcast that I listen to, and he ventured over to us. He's going to start listening to more of our episodes as basketball has gone on. So I told him we'll definitely be covering basketball more, but he's engaging on Twitter, and I like his personality on the WWE podcast when he calls in or kind of message. So I want to give a big shout out to him.
Shout out to my guy TC. He's also a DJ. I know he's a little too late tonight because we'll be posting this tomorrow, but he is at the Whole Enchilada tonight in Fort Lauderdale, and he's usually at 27 on the weekends. I think Saturday nights. I know that's Ray's spot right there.
Whole Enchilada, love that.
Is it called 27? Is that place called 27?
27 Lounge, yeah. I haven't been there in a while. I love that, and obviously the lounges to all the artists that died at age 27, which is pretty dope. They got some great either graffiti or paintings. I've been there a few times. I love the vibe.
Yeah, I've been there with you.
Bleachers. Yeah. They got bleachers outside. They got it's a good situation.
Nice little spot. Nice little Florida spot. He's DJing on Saturdays.
Nice. So let's see. And then the only other shout out was shout out Guy Fieri, inking that new 3-year deal, 80 million. Shit, like I said, should be a lifetime deal because that man brings a lot of money. He is the Food Network, bro. Yeah. He that guy, I think he brings in the revenue of hundreds of millions of dollars per year at his shows or per whatever it is quarter. And so they got to deal with that. Hopefully he's getting the bag somewhere else that he could be his own independent venture because that guy is the Food Network.
He's a big restaurateur, so he owns a bunch of restaurants.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, probably all over the country now, but I know he owns a bunch on the West Coast.
I think he'd be the 15th highest paid player in the NFL. No, seriously. I think it's 26.6 per year.
Yeah.
Bro, I love that guy. That
Legit.
guy's a no pun
He's a
intended
character.
guy, but he's a living legend. I don't
love
know
characters,
if you
and I love that guy. I've actually too. He's been responsible of me because of his show, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. I've literally gone to some of those places when I've hit some cities up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I gotta check this place out. I saw it on this show, and so he is the Food Network. Yeah.
the Food Network, my favorite like meme or like screenshot, I put it in a group chat today. It shows Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, and the info about that show is a troll figurine comes to life and decides to roam the countryside eating garbage. It's my favorite thing that anyone's ever said, like on a meme, whatever. But like, I don't know if that's fake or not, but that perfectly describes what he's eating, because whenever he goes into a restaurant, it doesn't matter. He loves it. He's like, the guy's talking, describing it. He's like, I'm busy right now eating it. And he's taking extras. I love, he's amazing. He's good for foodies.
Yep.
Real quick before we're done.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Monaco this weekend for Formula One?
I caught it, I think, at the end.
Yeah,
I think I caught it at the end. Serena Williams was waving the checkered flag.
Struggling, but she was doing it.
Yeah, I seen that. She was at first I was like, girl, you got to be waving
Probably
that thing.
So windy.
Like, yeah,
you could see that like she was her arms were like all like defined and shit because she was holding it so hard, and that's what
she got strength. You know she got strength. So what was your experience watching a little bit, Ben?
I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot better.
Yeah, there's not a lot of overtaking.
NASCAR.
For sure. There's just not a lot of overtaking, which they mentioned today. They're going to make some changes to try to get more overtaking in that race, in that specific race. But it was good.
Watching it, it's like, to me, it seems almost impossible to. Like, how are you going to do it?
Yeah. Yep, you got to do that front straightaway, like where the start finishes. And then there's a little, when you're going through the tunnel by the casino in the background, there's a little spot there too. But it's tough, man, even on the video game. So, I like the beginning, man. It's my guy, Charles Leclerc, he raced for Ferrari. He got into a crash in qualifying. So even though he was starting first, he was unable to start the race or race at all. And he actually ended up, they just left his spot on the grid empty. So Verstappen started second, but he was still up on the front row by himself. So it gave him a little bit of an advantage. My MacBook has 10%, so we're going to have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah, all good. No, I like something like that because on Sunday, I usually golf every Saturday morning. So something like Sunday, I could wake up, throw on the TV and just kind of keep it on mute or actually engage and watch it. It's something that's watching them turn and then be able to go super fast through the streets and then slow down and make the turn is ridiculous. So that's something that like you watch a highlight here and there, but then you appreciate the art of racing and it's a whole different animal. So that was dope good. That we were able to talk about that on a couple episodes ago. And
hey, we're having a guest next week.
Are we?
Confirmed?
Yeah.
Booked?
Confirmed.
Did you email Elliot?
No.
Okay, so we'll get that going. Because obviously everything's got to pass through him. He likes to feel dominant, whatever. So keep that a hush. We'll announce it. He'll probably throw it on IG. So share it in the group chat for him. But it's booked. It's quality guest.
My boy was just like, "Hey, have me on the pod next week. I want to be Kwame Brown," and I was like, "Bet." See you next week.
Yo,
hey,
Brown is wildin', dog.
If that's what we got to do to spice it up, have every episode featuring somebody else to get people involved, I'm all for it. So maybe we can get that going.
Sure.
Is that
any stickers yet? All right, the face says it all.
Yeah.
I said you get more stickers.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're somewhere.
Yeah, this is anybody doing anything fun for Memorial Day weekend?
Just got a 4-day weekend.
A 4-day weekend. I'm about to
love
it. I'm about to fucking crush this weekend, man.
Love it. Yeah, I'm going to an Inter Miami game on Saturday night. Wish me luck. I'm sitting in the heart of the supporter section. So
nice.
I'll throw some nice videos.
Not this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to. There's the senior tour. They have a little tournament here, a Untitled Championship for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
I'm going. Yeah, at this
Did
rate,
you
I'm going by
see-
myself.
I'm going with you. I'm going. Did you
Gonna be
see the
his
list
caddy?
of the golfers? By the way,
Wait, what?
did you see the list of the golfers next week?
No, don't tell me. Is the list out?
Oh, yeah, it's out. It's legit.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, like, I mean, because I live like 2 blocks
Alright.
from the course. So when I drive every day, you could see they're pretty much set up over there. Like you can see the
That's
bleachers went
Yeah,
up
I
and
used to-
the tarps
I
are
used
up
to
there
get free
and stuff.
tickets to it and stuff. It's a legit tournament. It's pretty cool. So
All right, boys. So, before Gravy's Mac
Yep, we're on
guys,
8%. Shout out Kobe.
yeah, that's episode 17. Episode 18 next. That's my number. So hopefully we'll make it a good one. We have a Memorial Day weekend, so we'll be recording. Right, we're good to record on next Tuesday.
Yeah, I got a 4-day. I'm off next Tuesday. YOLO.
yep.
YOLO.
We appreciate you guys
out PTO.
listening, watching. Shout out PTO. Shout out Kyrie Irving.
The
He's
Kyrie PTO.
He's the pioneer for PTO nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, catch us
Hey,
next
listen,
week. Oh,
I'm gonna put an
Go ahead.
idea at work to change the actual name of PTO to Kyrie, and so then
like
when it's like, hey, did you submit to Kyrie?
I like
Hey,
that. Yo,
I Kyrie next Tuesday.
pass me that Kyrie form real
I
quick.
Kyrie Fridays until my baby's born.
Good
So.
guy.
Hey.
Ooh, we'll talk about that later. So peace. Have a good night, everybody. Listen to us.
Yes, sir. Hold that shit.
Yeet.